Hi everyone, this is Dr. Marilu. I am trying a longer format here on YouTube, and I am so passionate about helping women find love in a healthy way, especially in the dating process. On this channel, we're going to talk about ways that women mess up and attract the wrong men into their life. And listen, if you're a woman, you're going to attract the wrong man because most men are not right? Most men are not prepared to be the man that you need in your life. So there's nothing wrong with you by attracting the wrong man. No, the wrong men are out there and they're going to be attracted to you. It's more about the filtering process of how do you know when to let a man in? That's really what this is about, is you're going to keep attracting so many. And hey, listen, if you're attracting them, what do you do with that? Can that be good for you in some way? Can that be a useful thing for you? Because as women, we're very attractive. We attract attention of all kinds all the time. Most of it is unwanted. But how do you make that actually bless your life and work for you? And so we will be talking about that as well. But in terms of the men that you know for sure are needing to be weeded out, that you do not need to be investing time and energy into that person. There are some very simple guidelines to do this. And I am just like, how do we not know this? How is not every little girl taught this at a young age? And that's really what this channel is about for me, is helping women learn the most basic skills that are going to save them their life. For some women, quite literally, because men can be dangerous, and maybe you're not losing your life actually physically, although that also happens a lot, but you're losing your passion and your dreams and your identity and your health and your mental health. That's enough, right? Like, that's enough for us to start trying to change the narrative around how we date as women and what we allow men to get away with, to be quite honest. So this is a space to explore the different ideas, but I wanted to start with talking about the most basic rule. So that most basic rule is this idea of adding value. So let's talk about value. We live under capitalism. Everything that you do has a price. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's having children, if it's cleaning your house, if it's driving your kids back and forth from soccer practice. I don't care if it's making meals. I don't care if it's obvious things like your full-time career. It all costs money. Everything has value. And the reality is that we live in a society that does not value women's time, does not value women's work. We have generations upon generations of women who have sacrificed and given unpaid labor in the home for the sake of building this society that we benefit from today. But we never hear anyone talking about that. How much does it cost you to have a surrogate have your child? Thousands of dollars, right? If you pay a woman to get pregnant with your child, you have to pay her thousands of dollars. Some random person that you don't know that has a uterus, that is willing and that wants to make a quick buck. Maybe not quick, 9 months long and excruciating pain and sacrificing their bodies. But you don't know this person. So why is it that the person you do know, that you claim to love, your wife, your girlfriend, your partner, doesn't get compensated for the labor, the physical labor, the physical, emotional, spiritual labor of having a child? Well, because we live under capitalism that is dominated by the male perspective, right? As cringy as the word patriarchy is, that is the reality of the society we live in. And we just undervalue women's work in every way. And so women are conditioned. It's like through osmosis. We're in the womb as a woman, as a little girl. We're born, and through osmosis, we have inherited these ideas about our own time and our own value, that we're less than in some way. I don't care how empowered you are. You have these ideals on some level. And so we enter the dating world with these ideals about our time, about our energy, about our words, about all the value that we carry. So we overinvest. That's the bottom line, right? We overinvest in a person who has not proven to you that they are worthy and have earned the right to access the value that you bring, right? And let's keep it very practical, right? Let's just talk about going on a date. Is the man willing to invest money into that experience for you? Is he willing to take you and spend money on an experience that's going to help you to feel really good with this person? Or are you splitting the check with that guy? Right? Let's keep it super practical. If you're splitting the check, you're already sending the message that you're willing to take that responsibility off of his plate to provide for you. If he's not willing to provide an experience for you upon first meeting you, which by the way is going to be one of the more exciting parts of your relationship with this person is in the beginning, what do you think is going to happen years down the line? And I see these women in my practice day in and day out that are exhausted, depleted, bitter, and resentful because they are with a partner who does not provide and is not invested in curating an experience for his woman that is going to help her to feel loved and cherished. And I also see those men in my practice who are just so confused by why their woman is so mean, is so bitter, has let herself go, etc. And I'm like, let's rewind all the way back to the standards that were there early on in the relationship. What was your first date like? What kind of experience did you as a man create for your woman for her to soften and to trust and to open up in your presence, right? And I am not demonizing men. I'm not even blaming men. I think that we are capable of setting better standards for ourselves as women, but we just are not given the tools. We just don't connect the dots early on enough, right? We're loving, caring, open, trusting people as women. That's generally the baseline. We start off with that. So if we see a guy and he's being kind and he's telling us compliments and he says he wants more with us, done. That's it. That's all we need. That's all we need to say, okay, I guess I'm dating this guy now. I guess, well, he wants to be exclusive, so I guess we're in a relationship. I have a boyfriend now. And it's like, girl, what did he do for you? What did he provide you with? Well, it's okay. We both work and we both pitch in and we have a great time. Okay, but what about your future with this person? Because the value that you bring, you're not seeing it. And that really is the problem, is that we're not seeing ourselves the way that we really are, with the radiance and the beauty and the gifts that we bring. The man sees it. That's why he's just getting a bargain, really. If you're willing to split the bill, he's getting a bargain. But you're the one that's allowing it, right? And so the first most practical step is to make sure that you're giving the man who's pursuing you the right idea about you, that if you're going to invest time, he has to invest money into this experience. He has to take you to somewhere that is going to impact you, maybe even bring you a gift, follow up with you about that, maybe pay for your gas if you have to drive there, if you're driving your own car, which I think is a safe option to drive your own car, but maybe he's going to take care of the experience for you. And I don't want women to think that they have to look a certain way or be a certain way to deserve that kind of treatment. That's the problem that I'm addressing here, is that we don't value ourselves enough. So what do you have to do as a woman to heal whatever part of you is stuck in feeling bad, in feeling guilty for requiring men to step up their game in how much they're willing to invest in you upfront? And I promise you that if you do that healing work, you won't have to do the many layers of healing work that comes after you receive trauma from a man who mistreats you, because that's the majority of women. The majority of women are trying to recover from the negative experiences they've had in the hands of men. The best men are going to see that you are worth it, and they're going to see what you require, and they're going to be willing to do that no problem, to the best of their ability, given their economic situation, given their background, whatever it may be. And that's a whole other topic as well, to talk about the kind of men you want to associate with. So this is my first video, so be kind. They will get better. And thank you so much if you've listened this far. I'm excited to keep talking about this topic and keep receiving your DMs. I've gotten quite a bit. Women have horror stories, and I'm excited to shed light on this topic and hopefully provide some helpful tips, some very easy mindset shifts to start with. So thank you all so much.